Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sally from Sally Stampers, and today I'm bringing you this trio of projects. This cute box, card and an envelope. This is my all-time favourite new sweet at the moment, the Succulents. The stamp set, the DSP, the colours, I just love it, and I think most people think that I'm a little bit crazy because, as I say, this is my go-to stamp. Every time I think I'm going to make a project, I think, oh, I'm going to use that, and then I have to think, no, I'm going to use something else because I can't keep using this one all the time, as much as I'd love to. But yeah, I just absolutely love it. It's my favourite. And so I had to make this project using this stamp because, like I say, it's my favourite. So anyway, obviously the card is pretty basic, but I'll come on to that shortly. The box itself actually houses a large tinned candle. I got these from a shop on our high street, and they are just divine candles. They're great for a little gift for somebody as a thank you. They do come with different descriptions on the front. I think there was a mistletoe and wine. Obviously fairy dust is a thank you one. There's quite a few all different ones, but I love this one because I think it goes quite well with the colour. So this one has one of these tins inside. Now this box isn't completely my design. The amazingly talented Crafty Caroline Creates actually designed a box like this for a tinned candle, but it was the smaller one. I can't find the smaller ones anywhere, otherwise I would have done and just used her box because it was fabulous. As I say, unfortunately I just couldn't find the small tin, so I upscaled hers and adapted it to fit with mine. The only difference with mine and Caroline's is that Caroline's does actually have, as you can see, we have the a solid base and a liner, and this is actually reversed, so you have the patterned base and then inside is a solid coloured liner. Now Caroline's did have a solid colour inside the patterned base as well, so technically there was three. I just couldn't fathom out the sizes. I've got through so much cardstock trying to work out the sizes, but in the end I gave up and thought, you know what, it looks nice as it is, so we'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and my version is really quite simple, as was Caroline's. As I say, I've upscaled this slightly. Asked her if it was okay for me to do this, and she said it was fine. As I say, it is her basic design. I've just upscaled it to fit the larger tins, so I'll show you how to make it. Okay, so you need 4 pieces of cardstock for this one. Now you will see that I've labelled mine simply because there's so many different sizes and stuff, and I didn't want to get confused. So we're going to start with the base, so move those out of the way, and I'm also going to start with the base solid colour. So the solid colour for the base is 5 3/16 of an inch. Now I do apologise, but that was the only way I could get these to fit, so I had to go with the fractions of inches here and there, which is rather frustrating, but we'll get there. So 5 3/16 of an inch, and we're simply going to score at 1 inch on all sides. I will also apologise for the lighting today. Now whether this makes any difference I will only know once I've uploaded my video, but I'm actually having to do this in the living room. Unfortunately my son borrowed my camera, and I didn't realise till it was too late, and I thought, crikey, I need to get this video done, so I'm now doing it in the living room, hence the tripod shadows that you can see. So I do apologise, but at least we're getting it done, and at least you can see, which is the main thing. Okay, so as you saw me there, so we've scored 1 inch on all 4 sides, and we've done our scoring and burnishing. So we're just going to come to cut our tabs now. The only difference with this bit is that we do our tabs exactly the same way, cut our wedges, but instead of cutting the same this side, we're going to rotate and cut this way, and then again rotate and cut this one. And the main reason for this is so that when you come to adhere your box and add your insert of patterned paper, you're not going to have the thickness of two wedges one side and two this side. It's equally spaced out, so it does actually make it a little more even, if you like. So getting my fast fuse, oops, if I can get it to work. So we're just going to stick some fuse on all of these tabs and just simply stick them all in place. Okay, we'll pop that off to one side, and then we come to what I call the inner part of the base. As you can see, this actually is a sheet of Whisper White that I have stamped with the Oh So Succulent stamp set. As I say, I just love it. There are so many options on here, so many patterns. If you can see, I've gone with the large and the smaller flowers, but actually the smaller flower I only used that one. I didn't use the outline. And obviously on the larger one I've stamped Sweet Sugar Plum on the edge, and then I've stamped off first with the infill, and I did the same with this one with Mint Macaron, Old Olive, and then just these really sweet little flowers that I've added to fill in the gaps. I'm so pleased with how this came out, and I do absolutely love it. Anyway, enough rattling of me wanting to hug this stamp set, because that really is crazy. So this is the stamped base liner, if you like, and this is measured 6 1/8 of an inch squared, and we're going to score it at 1.5 on all four sides. As you can see, it's simple scoring, simple everything, because everybody likes simple. So we're just going to burnish all of those score lines and do exactly the same method when we cut the tabs. So just cut some wedges off there, rotate, and cut the same again, and rotate. And the last one. Now you can, when you're doing this part of the base, you have two options really. With this one, obviously I've got the patterned DSP there, but when I undo it and take the candle out, you're left with just that white box, which is why I think Caroline has the liner, and it just makes it look so much more attractive. As I say, as much as I tried, I just couldn't. So with this one, obviously we're looking at folding it up, and then it goes in like this. Now if you wanted to, you could do it the opposite way. It would obviously mean that you've got the white showing this side, but there's only going to be a small part of it showing because of the lid sitting. I'm going to go with my original. You could always stamp both sides if you maybe if you use the thick Whisper White. I don't think this pattern's showing through particularly, but just to be extra careful, you could use thick Whisper White and then stamp on both sides. However, I've done it this way, and the way I'm actually going to adhere this, because I don't want the joins to be seen, obviously it's right. The reason I'm thinking about this is because when you do a lining, you would actually stick the tabs on the wrong side. So if you had this now to go as a liner, you would adhere it this way. so that the inside is nice and clean. Obviously I'm not doing it that way, so we'll just stick with adhering it the way we had originally planned. Okay, and then this, whoops, sits just inside. So you've got that really nice pretty effect, and then you just pop the candle in, and now let's make the lid. So starting off with the liner, if you like, for the lid, and again with the solid coloured cardstock, and this time we score, sorry, the cardstock for this measures 5 1/8 squared, and we score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. As you can tell, it's exactly the same now. Just score, burnish and cut those wedges. And then the same method again, we just cut, rotate, cut and rotate, and it's simple as that. And then once that's done, we should get our fuse again and just run it on the tabs, and then adhere our box together. Put that to one side, and we're back to our final patterned piece, and this one will measure 6 3/16 of an inch, and this one is to be scored 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. And the good thing about this box as well is that, unlike other boxes, you don't need a shim to put, you know, to make sure that the lid fits over the box, which is quite handy. So that's that one, and again just the same, cutting and rotating. I think this suite with the colours involved would just make perfect Mother's Day gifts. Stick these candles in as well. I just think they'd be over the moon. I know my mum would love it. She's just moved house and is having to do quite a bit of decorating and stuff to it, so I know that she would be really grateful to have some nice smelling candles to stick in her new house. So I think hopefully she won't be watching this and she'll be able to I'll be able to give them to her without her realising that they were made months in advance. Okay, so, and obviously this is our final part of the lid. Okay, and then this just sits just inside. And press it down just inside the lid there, and then we bring this back in and it will sit, she says, just nicely on top. And there you have your box. Obviously it won't stay like that because my candle is quite heavy, so I've got some of the beautiful mint macaron sheer linen ribbon. Obviously on this previous one we used the sweet sugar plum, but for this one obviously I'm going to use the mint macaron sheer linen, which will go nicely with the ink colour that I used. So I'm just going to tie this into a nice bow on the top. Well, I say a nice bow, as we all know, bows never go right when you're trying to do videos, but we'll see. Oops. There we go, that's not too bad. Okay, so we've now got our bow in place. Okay, don't mess with it, Sally, leave it alone now. Right, trim those ends off. Okay, so all I need now is just to put a nice little sentiment on the top. So I'm going to use, and I think if I'm going to give this one to my mum, I might go with the "Because of You, I Am Me," because I actually think that's quite a nice sentiment there. Just looking what I did with my Whisper White, and it would appear that I don't have any to hand, so you can just pretend that I did that bit. So I'm going to pop the sentiment on, and just like this one, all I did was add, I don't know if you can see through there, a couple of dimensionals, just one either side of the ribbon, so that it can actually be slid off and undone, and then it can be left like it is. So yeah, that's the downside with doing your videos downstairs, is that you just don't have that bit of card to hand, just in case. Never mind. Okay, so that is the box. So the next part then for me is to just make the card, and again I've forgotten my Whisper White for this bit. I've just got a sheet of thick Whisper White, and I always forget the measurements for this one because I just do it off the top of my head. I do know that it's 10.5 inches wide, and it is an A4 sheet in length, and it is scored at 14.9 centimetres, which gives you your basic card. My mint macaron, which again was the same as the sweet sugar plum. The mint macaron is 9 centimetres by 9 centimetres, and this is just some leftover one sheet wonder from when I did the boxes, and this is 8 centimetres by 8 centimetres that will just sit there. And then, as I said, obviously I've just got my happy birthday, which again my go-to stamp is the tin of cards. I just think these have so many brilliant sentiments and words that are available for use for every single card, and also some nice little added bits if you want. So again, mint macaron I'd stamp with the happy birthday, and then I was just going to use some rhinestones as opposed to the enamel shapes. And that's a simple card really. This is stuck on with dimensionals, and then this was just stuck with snail. And then last but not least, the envelope, and as you can see I've used again beautiful DSP, Succulent Gardens DSP, which I will show you how to do. So if you get your envelope punch board, you will see that it has all these crazy measurements on the side, and what you need to do initially is to measure your folded up card. Now I know from measuring this one, oops, knocking the tripod, I know from measuring this one earlier that it's just a slightly over 4 inches and just under 6. So I'm going to look on here for my 4x6, which is just there, which tells me that I need some DSP or envelope paper, 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. So again, I'm coming back with this beautiful DSP, and I'm going to cut it at 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then coming back in with the envelope punch board, you've got your scoring tool just tucked in the side there. Looking back at my size, and I need to start off at 3 3/8, which is just up here. So I'm just going to pop that paper in, make sure that it's butted up against the line here, level with the corner there, give it a push and give it a score. And then you rotate and you now line up your previous score line with this little sticky out bit here, and you do that again on all 3 sides, not forgetting to punch, which is what I just did on that one. And then the last one, punch and score, and then you turn it to the side, punch again, and it will round your corners just with that little punch there. And then obviously, the final bit, you fold your crease lines all along. And again, I've realised that I don't have my tear and tape, but I just score along all of these just to reinforce them, burnish them. And then I simply get tear and tape and I run a piece down this side and a piece down this side, and then I just put a tiny bit, I don't know if you can see, just inside the lid there for sealing. And there you have some really cute cards and really pretty envelopes as well. So apart from my small blunder with my failing to bring my Whisper White downstairs to do my finish my card and my box, I'm hoping that you get a good idea. You know how to make cards anyway. I will no doubt be doing a video shortly anyway with just doing basic cards, so hopefully anything you're not sure of, it will be covered in that. But the main aim was these beautiful boxes with these candles. I do hope I've done it good for you, Caroline. Thank you for joining me, guys. All the measurements for the DSPs and the score lines and everything else are on my blog. Everything that I've used here can be purchased in the store, all of details of which are in the description below. I hope you get to make some of these really cute boxes, even if it is for Mother's Day. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great day. Bye.